Top 25 Software Engineer Interview Questions and Answers. Welcome to today's video, where we're diving into the top 25 software engineer interview questions and answers you need to know. Whether you're a fresh graduate preparing for your first role or an experienced professional aiming for your dream job, these questions will help you stand out. We'll cover technical, behavioral, and problem-solving questions with detailed answers so you can confidently impress your interviewer. Let's get started. 1. Tell me about yourself. This question is often the icebreaker. Keep your answer professional, concise, and focused on your technical journey. Start with your educational background, highlight your relevant experience, and mention projects that align with the company's needs. End by tying your skills to the role you're interviewing for. Example: I'm a software engineer with 3 years of experience in full-stack development, skilled in Python and JavaScript. I'm passionate about building scalable applications and eager to contribute to your innovative projects. 2. Why do you want to work here? Interviewers want to see your motivation. Show that you've researched the company. Highlight their values, projects, or culture that align with your interests. For instance, if they focus on AI innovation, talk about your passion for that field. Example: I admire your company's commitment to developing cutting-edge fintech solutions. I want to apply my skills in back-end engineering to help scale these products while growing in a forward-thinking environment. 3. What programming languages are you proficient in? Instead of just listing languages, demonstrate depth. Highlight the languages you're most comfortable with and provide context. Example: I'm proficient in Python, Java, and JavaScript. Python has been my go-to for data analysis and back-end services, while Java has been central in enterprise-level projects. For front-end work, I frequently use JavaScript with frameworks like React. I prioritize writing clean, maintainable code regardless of the language. 4. How do you ensure code quality? Employers want engineers who care about maintainability. Mention testing, reviews, and best practices. Example: I ensure code quality by writing unit tests, performing peer code reviews, and following established style guides. I also leverage tools like ESLint or SonarQube to catch errors early. My goal is to produce clean, modular code that can be easily maintained and scaled. 5. Explain the difference between compiled and interpreted languages. Compiled languages, like C++ or Java, are translated into machine code before execution, making them faster at runtime but requiring compilation. Interpreted languages, like Python or JavaScript, are executed line by an interpreter, which makes debugging easier but often slower. A strong candidate explains both with examples and adds context about trade-offs in performance and development speed. 6. What's the difference between process and thread? A process is an independent program with its own memory space, while a thread is a lightweight unit of execution within a process. Threads share the same memory, enabling faster communication but also introducing risks like race conditions. For instance, in web servers, threads handle multiple client requests concurrently, while processes might run different applications independently. 7. What is object-oriented programming, OOP? OOP is a paradigm based on objects containing data, attributes, and behaviors, methods. Its key principles include encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, and abstraction. For example, in a banking app, a bank account class may define properties like balance and methods like withdraw or deposit. This modular approach promotes code reusability and easier debugging, which makes it a core concept in software engineering. 8. What is the difference between an abstract class and an interface? An abstract class can have both abstract methods and concrete implementations, while an interface defines only method signatures without implementation. Abstract classes are useful for hierarchical structures, while interfaces define contracts multiple classes can implement. Example: in Java, you might use an interface for defining behavior like drivable, while abstract classes might represent a generic vehicle. 9. How do you handle tight deadlines? Interviewers want to test your time management. A good answer emphasizes planning, prioritization, and communication. Example: I break down tasks into smaller milestones, focus on critical components first, and communicate proactively with my team if risks arise. If necessary, I'm open to negotiating scope while still delivering high-quality work on time. 10. What is the difference between SQL and NoSQL databases? SQL databases are relational, structured, and use schemas, ideal for transactions and consistency, like in banking. NoSQL databases are schema-less, flexible, and scale horizontally, making them great for handling unstructured data, like social media feeds. Example: for a healthcare project, I used SQL to ensure strict consistency. For an IoT app, I used NoSQL for scalability and speed. 11. How do you debug a complex issue? Debugging requires a systematic approach. Example: I start by reproducing the issue consistently, then isolate variables and examine logs. I use tools like debuggers and profilers to trace errors, and I write small test cases to narrow the scope. Collaboration also helps. Sometimes another pair of eyes spots what I missed. 12. What is REST API? REST, Representational State Transfer, is an architectural style that uses HTTP methods like GET, POST, PUT, DELETE for communication. RESTful APIs are stateless, scalable, and widely used in web development. Example. In my last project, I built a REST API to connect a React frontend with a Node.js backend, enabling smooth client-server communication. 13. How do you handle conflicts in a team? Conflict resolution showcases soft skills. Example. I listen actively to all perspectives, seek common ground, and focus discussions on shared goals. For instance, during a project disagreement about architecture, I facilitated a meeting to compare options with pros and cons. We made a collective decision that satisfied both performance and maintainability needs. 14. What is version control, and why is it important? Version control, like Git, tracks changes in code, allows collaboration, and helps manage versions. It prevents overwriting and enables rollback if issues arise. Example. On a team project, version control helped us manage multiple feature branches simultaneously. It ensured smooth integration through pull requests and protected production stability. 15. What is Agile methodology? Agile is an iterative approach to software development emphasizing flexibility, collaboration, and customer feedback. Work is broken into sprints, with regular reviews to adjust priorities. Example. In my previous job, we used Agile Scrum. Regular stand-ups and sprint planning kept everyone aligned, while retrospective meetings helped us continuously improve. 16. What is multi-threading? Multi-threading allows multiple threads to run concurrently within a process, sharing resources but increasing efficiency. Example. In a stock trading app, multi-threading allowed processing of live data streams while simultaneously updating dashboards. However, I ensured synchronization to avoid race conditions. 17. How do you test your code? Testing ensures reliability. Example. I use unit tests to validate individual functions, integration tests for combined modules, and automated end-to-end tests to simulate real-world usage. Tools like Junit, Jest, and Selenium help ensure robust coverage. I also practice test-driven development, TDD, for critical features. 18. What is a microservice architecture? Microservices break applications into small, independent services that communicate through APIs. They improve scalability and fault tolerance. Example. In a payment system, separate microservices handled billing, authentication, and notifications. This allowed independent scaling and reduced downtime since failures in one service didn't crash the whole system. 19. Describe a challenging project you worked on. Example. I worked on migrating a monolithic app to microservices. My task was to redesign the database layer. I led schema partitioning, optimized queries, and collaborated on API development. As a result, response time improved by 40% and deployment became smoother. 20. What is continuous integration, CI? CI is the practice of merging code frequently and running automated tests to detect issues early. We used Jenkins to implement CI. Every commit triggered builds and test suites, ensuring that bugs were caught quickly. This sped up releases and improved reliability. 21. How do you keep your skills updated? Employers want lifelong learners. Example. I follow industry blogs, attend webinars, and complete courses on platforms like Coursera or Udemy. I also contribute to open source projects, which helps me practice new frameworks and learn from global developers. 22. What are design patterns? Design patterns are reusable solutions to common software design problems. Examples include singleton, observer, and factory patterns. Example. In a notification system, I used the observer pattern so multiple subscribers received updates automatically. This improved scalability and reduced tight coupling. 23. What is garbage collection in Java? Garbage collection is the process of automatically reclaiming memory occupied by objects no longer in use. Example. Java's garbage collector manages memory allocation and cleanup, reducing manual errors like memory leaks. However, I monitor performance since collection pauses can impact responsiveness. 24. Explain the difference between stack and heap memory. Stack memory stores primitive types and method calls, managed in a LIFO order. Heap memory stores objects dynamically, shared across threads. Example. In Java, a local variable in a method lives in the stack, while an object created with new lives in the heap. Efficient use of both prevents memory issues. 25. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Show ambition and alignment. Example. In 5 years, I see myself growing into a lead software engineer role, mentoring junior developers, and driving architectural decisions. I aim to stay hands-on with coding while contributing to impactful projects within your company. And that wraps up our top 25 software engineer interview questions and answers. Preparing for an interview can feel overwhelming, but with these detailed insights, you'll be ready to showcase both your technical expertise and problem-solving mindset. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others preparing for interviews. Drop your questions in the comments below, and we'll cover them in future videos. Thanks for watching, and best of luck on your journey.